What up, Meech? I'm gonna try not to talk too long. I'm gonna try and just like plant like this seed, you know, that grew and sprouted in my head. I'm gonna try and just put it in y'all head. I don't know, man. See what y'all do. See what y'all do with it. You know, I'm gonna try and figure this out here as it comes to me, because I never know what I'm gonna say. You know, I just put a title there. Now I gotta fill in the blanks with a whole bunch of stuff. A whole bunch of stuff that makes sense. It's November. It's that time of the year where people are going to start normally. I mean, this time of the year, you're going to start to notice that on average, somebody, a relative, a coworker, somebody on average is coughing up along that mucus. They're spewing up something, and everybody's running all over the place. They're scrambling for things. Okay. I'm not going to start in the usual places talking about big pharma and medicine and all that other stuff. I'm going to go behind the scenes and try and touch on the psychological issues that don't allow us to enact natural healing modalities when we start to sense disease. When we're, especially in this country, okay, we got to understand that our anxiety, our depression, our sickness is a multi-billion-dollar business. So keeping us sick is very, very good for, unfortunately, as crazy and as sick as this sounds, y'all must understand this. Keeping us sick is good for our economy. Yeah, when you're a sick nation and the nation is built off of your citizens being sick, them getting well doesn't really help the bottom line. You get what I'm saying? So that's one thing you have to understand. Coming into this world when we're really young, okay? I'm going to go into the psychological level now. Coming into shades when we're really young, what happens is when we're young, now some of our parents, old school ones, some older people, they can give you some healing modalities that older people may have used on them that have now just floated away and just left because the elders have either been silenced by fucking Google or they're dead, you know, and every time we lose an elder, we lose a library. But for the majority of people, when an illness happens to a child or when we were young or something happened to us and we a throat or we had an ear problem or anything like that, the first thing they did was they wanted to take us to the doctor. They wanted to load us up with antibiotics. They wanted to give us children's Dayquil, NyQuil. You remember. They wanted to just, give you aspirin. They give you anything, Dimetap. I remember all the grape flavored stuff. And as soon as you're sitting around in your bed, you're sick for like days and stuff like that. Now, growing up as a kid in this country, for most of us, which is kind of sad and pathetic, but everybody knows this story because we all went through it, right? And we went through it. Why? Because our parents were feeding us the sad diet. Okay, I don't want to really get too much into the diet because, that's for another time and another day. I just want to focus on the psychosis of how we heal ourselves when we come across a disease. And the thing is, we've been taught that the disease comes from outside of us. Because when we're ill or sick or this disease occurs to our body, the first thing we do is your mom used to tell yourself, oh, he caught a cold from here. As soon as you say that, right? You gotta understand something, you know, because this psychological brainwashing can really do you in, okay? As soon as you say you caught a cold, you are telling the child there's an outside entity that can come into its body and now affect it and now make it act in the way that it's acting now. That's not good. Because now you're just telling the child that its immune system, like, think about it. We always talk about our immune system being a protection thing, being built up so we have a strong immune system. If you have a strong immune system or a balanced immune system or immune system in itself, what would make it susceptible to somebody, you know, Johnny's friend across the room? You know, what would make it susceptible to you catching a cold? Why would it want to catch a cold? Where would it catch a cold from? You can't catch a cold. It doesn't even make any sense. Now, what you can experience is you can experience symptoms of what we and or Western medicine or whatever it is may deem this thing cold to be a cold. And it's so crazy because I have to keep on referring to this cold because people don't understand dis-ease outside of the body, outside of this one thing called the cold. If I don't say that, you don't know what it is I'm talking about, because that's the only way you can attach your congestion and overaccumulation of mucus through the processed food that you're eating as now this cold. When your brainwashing is really, really deep, no matter how intelligent you are, no matter how deep you go, no matter how conscious you become, you still question yourself. You know, even with all my knowledge, I still question myself. Why? Because I got the same programming you did. You get what I'm saying? I got the same programming you did. And that programming caused me to start to believe the same things you did. So what did I do? As soon as my throat or something, this, that, and the third happened, I deem this, boom, this is an infection. I need antibiotics. Boom, you got to go get the antibiotics. Then what? You kill your entire immune system. What do? We do the same thing to the child, and we're doing the same thing to ourselves that our parents did to us when we were younger. Because again, we constantly keep thinking the disease comes from outside of us. It doesn't come from outside of anywhere. It is a simple accumulation of mucus. It's a detox. Your body is detoxing the shitty food that you ate. Your body is detoxing that accumulation of mucus. It eventually gets to a certain point when your body's like, oh man, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with this? Sometimes it hits here and these swell up and your throat swells up. Check out all these symptoms and check out how your body knows that you're eating the wrong shit and it tries to stop. And I'm going to tell you how we try and fight the body's immune system and the body's defense system when it's trying to heal us. It goes like this, right? We are under attack, okay? The body is under attack. It doesn't want you to eat anymore. It swells your throat up. What do? What do? My throat is swelled, but I feel sick, but I'm still trying to get some food down and it hurts to swallow. Well, God damn it, if it hurts to fucking swallow, don't you think you shouldn't be swallowing? That's your body telling you something. You shouldn't be swallowing. The same mechanism. It's just like your ankle. When you go, eek, the ankle, and your ankle all swells up and it's there and it's pain, your body literally formed a natural cast around your ankle to tell you what? Don't move it. Don't walk on it. Don't move. Listen to the body. Again, your body will shut down your nose. Why? Because the mucus. Listen, we're talking about mucus here. The mucus from the food you eat. All of that. Not only mucus from that, you can get this from the alcohol. Anything that causes mucus in your body builds it up. As far as the smoking, the alcohol, the eating the garbage food, all of this stuff will build the mucus up. After a while, that along with stress fills up. Congestion, you know, you guys are like, oh, I got a head cold. There's no such thing as a fucking head cold. You're just up here, your entire thing is just discombobulated and it's filled with mucus. That's why when the mucus is coming down, it's coming down here and coming out your nose. It's coming down here and it's coming out your nose. But your body is telling you something, because when your body congests your nose, what happens? What happens is your nose is all stuffy, right? Your nose is stuffy. Your tongue cannot taste. Your tongue can just, what's the word I'm looking for? Your tongue can just pick up on the element and or the contrast of flavor. Your tongue picks up sour, bitter, sweet, salty, but that's it. If you hold your nose closed and you eat donuts, you eat chocolate, you can eat this one, you can eat that one, you can eat this one, you can close your nose closed, eat that cereal, that one, and that one. They're all just going to taste crunchy and sweet with your nose closed, because your tongue's just picking up contrast. You need this here with all these receptors in here to correlate with your tongue so it can send chemicals to your brain to let you know what the flavor is of your food. But when your body doesn't want you to eat anymore, it shuts your nose down, causes the congestion. Now when you go to eat food, you can't even taste the goddamn food. But you still sick, your throat swollen, your nose congested, you can't taste the food, and it hurts to swallow, and what are we still doing? I'm sick, but I'm trying to get something down. I just had like some toast and some chicken noodle soup, and this is mucus, more mucus, and then I had some cooked orange juice, more mucus, and then I went and I took me some Theraflu. Why the fuck did you take Theraflu? You took Theraflu because for some dumb odd reason, you think that all of those chemicals are going to do something for you. They're not. They're not going to do anything for you. That's the scheme. That's the scheme right there. And that's why when you come across a disease and you become ill, that's why you're sicker longer than you should be. It's because you stopped the detoxing process. Your body pumped up all this mucus, everything, pumped up all this mucus to stop you from eating everything. And what do? You go out there and you grab Sudafed. You go out there and you grab this. And what does that do? All of these things, if you look up the chemicals in them, all they do is dry out the mucus. That's why if you look on there, it's going to tell you, oh, you're going to have dry mouth, dry nose, dry this. It dries it all out. What did that do? It just stopped your entire healing process. It stopped the healing process. The mucus that you accumulated in there is what's coming up in there to clean everything. It's coming all out. And what did you do? You stopped it. Why would we want to stop the healing process? And now we do that. I got to go to work or school. Dayquil, got NyQuil, and then in between that, more processed food. We will literally drug ourselves so that we can eat the processed food that made us sick in the first place. And that's why I'm making this video. I'm making this video because we are on a cycle where we keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results, and that's just absolute insanity. I'm sick and tired of people talking about catching a cold. I'm sick and tired of people talking about the flu and the flu-like. When you have an ailment in your body that doesn't belong there, your body heats up. Your body's going to heat up. It's going to heat up to get rid of the foreign invader that's inside of your body already. It's a natural occurrence from your body. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It is not the fucking flu. It is not that. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Okay? Now, you got people that grew up with the program, right? Then they go into the medical industry. When you go into the medical industry, the program gets fucking reinstalled in your head like on an MK Ultra level. Because you go to talk to a nurse about germs and germ spreading, and their fucking brain is just twisting in the air, and they're like, yeah, and you got to sanitize, and then the germs come down, and then the germs are there, and then they're... Don't let them tell you that, all right? Don't let them tell you that. Okay? None of that makes any sense. And where it comes from is this, and I gotta understand this, okay? When they make scenes and they make movies, okay, they make movies to install thoughts and to install programs into your head. So you have to be smart enough to look into the movies and Try and see what program it is you're trying to install in me. And what are they trying to install in you? Always in the movie. They always trying to install disease and fear. And when they try to install disease and fear, they actually do it in a combination. That's why every time you'll see outbreak. Oh, it's an outbreak. Oh, it's an infection. Oh, they can get it. And then they bring the guys in, and what are they wearing? They're wearing like the suits, and they're wearing all the masks. And you're like, oh no, the disease. Oh, it's traveling through the air. Oh, it can get me at any given time. And then they go and show you inside the lab, and there's somebody in there, and there's blood coming out of their eyes. And you're like, oh yeah, seal the area down. Seal it down. We gotta spray this guy down with this. Otherwise, we're all gonna get Ebola. Spray him down with, it's got 3 chambers of bleach and fire, and you must be quarantined because you were infected. And what the fuck are you talking about? But this is it's a ploy. It's all for you. So that you can sit there and you fucking recording all this shit, and you're recording all this shit, and then when they do the CGI thing, because nobody has ever seen some germ or some shit fly across the air and go over there and get somebody and attack somebody. Nobody's ever seen it. But if you watch the movies, right? What do you see? They'll show you like a person coughing, and then they'll show you the CGI spores or whatever they want to show. They'll show it going through the air vents, and then it travels to the other room, to the other person, and then it comes down on them, and then it like... These absolutely insane outbreaks that you see on the movies and all this bullshit that they ever... When and where did this ever occur, and when and where did this ever even happen? Never. Fucking never, ever, and ever. Even the fucking... They even call something... They even have this thing called the Black Plague. The Black Plague? There was no Black Plague. Those people were poor. They were eating every single part of the fucking pig. They were dirty. They were living in their own filth, piss, and shit. They were eating in it. They were washing in it. Like, if you think about the sanitary things we have nowadays and how you can still go into a Wendy's, a Burger King, a McDonald's, a multi-million-dollar corporate with cleaning regimens and inspections and so on and so forth, and you can still see filth and disease and famine and recalls. Can you fucking imagine what was going on all the way back then during the motherfucking Black Plague, when everything was in famine and people were poor and they were just getting by with molded bread and stuff that the rats fell over and all the rest of that stuff? Black Plague? There wasn't no plague. It was just a shitty immune system by shitty foods, and absolutely no person was healing anybody. Okay? When that Black Plague was going on, it wasn't going on with Moors and or black individuals. So it wasn't going on with people that had access and or herbal knowledge like indigenous people do, that can make potions and tonics and so on and so forth and heal people. This was white people before we actually taught them medicine. So they didn't know anything about it. So they were susceptible to their own shitty immune system. There was no fucking Black Plague. Okay? Now, every now and then, you have to put certain things into perspective. And for me, I wish I did. I wish I had a room where, I don't know, I could show a person in there coughing and or sneezing. But the premise is, I would like to be able to have a laboratory to show people that germs aren't traveling through the air. But instead of that, I have models that any individual can look at for themselves, that if you have any critical thinking, it forces you to question certain things, right? Anybody that knows me knows I haven't been sick in over a decade. Okay, I haven't been sick in over a decade. All right. So if I'm always at work and I'm constantly coming across coworkers who are constantly sick and they're constantly dying, and we're all in the same exact atmosphere and everybody's coughing, but I'm not getting ill, does that mean that there's a germ flying in the air and it's not susceptible to me because my immune system is so strong? Or am I not eating a diet that produces so much mucus that it causes cold-like and or flu-like symptoms. This is critical thinking here. If you're a monkey, if you have half a brain and you're sitting there and you know one person never ever gets sick, but you feel like you're constantly getting ill from some outside source, wouldn't you ask yourself, what is that one person doing that allows them to completely avoid ever being ill? Right? Now, that's one scenario. Very, very simple. You know, I wish I had a lab with a vacuum in it so that I could, you know, maybe, you know, show y'all, you know, bacteria, you know, in the air or something and throw it flying in the air or something like that. But I can't. So I have to use, you know, my natural brain model, and I have to give that to you so you can see it for yourself. Okay? Now, another thing, this right here is the icebreaker, because anybody can use this. This has already occurred, and you can understand the premise. A man is up in the mountains. It's about 5-6 miles. It could be 10 miles. You know, those guys that just don't like being near people. They go out hunting. They got cabins far, far away. A man, he goes up there to, you know, to live for a month or 2 months or so. If you talk to anybody that knows a dad or uncle or grandpa that has a cabin off somewhere that live, I don't even have to say cabin. These guys just live off into a property all by himself. A big property. They're usually out there for months and nobody ever visits them. But every now and then they talk to their relatives and they seem to come down with things. Like, oh, he seems to come down with a cold. Oh, it seems to have you come down with a flu. Oh, yeah, he seems to be under the weather or something like that. So you have to ask yourself in this moment, if these isolated individuals who are isolated up in the mountains, isolated in their house by themselves, come across these cold-like and or flu-like symptoms, they're watching on TV, you know, just like you are. I'm about to get to that too, about this bug that went around. I want you to tell me, where did the flu get them? Are you telling me a person coughed in the car while they were driving by and flew through the air winds and went into his house and while he was outside chopping wood, did the flu virus or whatever fly through the air and come and get him? I mean, the answer is no. Okay, there's too many mediums. All right? There's way too many mediums. And they just think you're stupid. That's why. But anybody can tell you in a water system, they use what to kill bacteria and viruses? What do they use in water systems to kill bacteria and viruses? Because this is the natural order of things, the lifestyle of things, and the order of things. Because become a bacteria and become a virus, okay? Now, if you become a bacteria, you become a virus, and you know that UV light destroys you. I want you to tell me if you are going to make airborne travel one of your main ways to reproduce. Because if you're a living organism, whether you're bacterial and or a virus, your main thing, or human, your main thing is to reproduce, not die. Okay, so if we know UV light kills bacteria and virus, because we know this is what we use to help purify our water on some systems, that automatically tells us that the sun does the same exact thing. So if the sun does the same exact thing, then how come the CDC or any of these smart people at Princeton, Yale, or the fucking Western medicine, or any of these fucking people said, yeah, bacteria and viruses die by fucking UV light. So if there is an airborne pathogen and there's some fucking sun in the room, I guess you're fucking immune to it. Or I guess during the daylight, it can't fucking go anywhere. Or I guess the sun would kill it. Or how about we just let some fucking sun into the fucking hospital? This is common sense shit. If I'm just playing on these motherfuckers and they bullshit. This is if there's airborne germs that are flying around that you can catch. There's a cold in the air. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you say you can only catch this cold at night? I'm sorry that you can't. That's unfuckwithable. What are you gonna do with that? Like, what are you gonna do with that? You use UV light to kill bacteria and viruses and other pathogens and funguses and so on and so forth, because we all know they can't live in light. You ever try and grow mushrooms? They can't live in light, right? Okay? So, I want you to tell me why in these hospitals, you know, these individuals that are so sick, you know, why isn't the room lit with UV light? I'd like them rooms up with UV light, right? But I'm just shooting this out there to plant the seed in y'all, so y'all can just stop thinking that there's something that's going to attack you. There's some CDC. There's something that's going around somewhere that it's going to get you. That you need to be vaccinated against something, because if you go on every single news channel, okay, from Minneapolis all the way to New York, to Texas, to Florida, to everywhere, every single one of these newscasters get the same bullshit script, okay? They hand it down. Comes down in their goddamn email. It comes down like timing from the CDC, pharmaceutical companies, the people that invest in the vaccines. All of these people pay money for this. Why? Again, if you want to know how a system works, act like you're fucking them. All right, I invested my money. I bought like fucking $1 million in stupid vaccine stock because they said they were going to pump it up. So what we're going to need to do is going to roll out a new advertisement. So we're going to have to call the guys at the top. They're going to have to send that email and or message on down the bottom to all the goddamn news stations and whatever. Actually, I don't even send to area. All the damn news stations. And when everybody goes on the news, this is what everybody sees. Oh, well, Josh, what are you hearing? Well, Mary, it sounds like there's a bug going around. Oh, really? Yeah, down over here at the local school, the middle school, there was a kid that he was seemed to be rushed to the hospital. He seems to be doing fine now. Oh, God, thank God, Susan. Well, unfortunately for you, hopefully you out there and you got your vaccine, because just like Bob said, it's going around and that bug is attacked. You know, you kick to another channel. Hello, Susan, how's it going? Oh, I don't know. How's it going? It sounds like there's a bug going around. There were 3 people now. They had some stomach viruses now, and they were rushed on over here. This bug is going around. It's going crazy. So if you guys are out there, make sure you get your flu shots, all right, and get vaccines. Make sure you take care of those kids, too, because people are getting sick. People are dying out here, and everybody's getting the same news. And then they come to work, and then what? We all have that same stupid fucking conversation we had our entire fucking life, and as soon as you get a sniffle or something, nobody talks about their diet, nobody talks about what they ate, nobody talks about their mucus-based SAD diet. The first thing they talk about is what the fuck they programmed you with on the news. Yeah, really? I heard it too. Yeah, you too? I know there's a bug going around. Did you? Yeah. Anybody ever see this motherfucking bug? The fuck no! Y'all motherfuckers been spitting out this fucking regurgitated dumb fucking bullshit your entire lives. Ain't never seen this fucking bug. Nobody fucking knows where it fucking comes from. But somehow, y'all all magically get this fucking bug at the same fucking time and nobody questions the shit. Come on, man. I just had somebody in here come on here, and he just now said he caught pneumonia from a hot tub at the gym. You caught pneumonia. Pneumonia? Like, what was in there? Was there a pneumonia germ that you licked up? Like, how did you catch this near the hot tub? I want you to iterate to me how it is that pneumonia was around the hot tub. Was pneumonia around the hot tub? You caught pneumonia in the hot tub. Let me tell you something right now. Let me just throw that in the fucking garbage. If me and you both got in that hot tub and we both got out, I wouldn't have had pneumonia. Okay, so how about you run us down your diet, your partying, and everything else you did before you ended up with that pneumonia? Because most of the time, once we end up in a hot tub, it's because we done smoked, we done drank, we done had a few chicks around, we done had some pizza, we done had some wings with blue cheese, we done had a whole bunch of garbage. Ain't nobody just caught a pneumonia in a hot tub somewhere. That shit don't even make fucking sense. Okay? Caught pneumonia in a hot tub. Understand environments and what lives in certain environments and how things need to reproduce. Okay? It's very important to understand that. I've had athletes' feet before. So I understand how funguses work. Okay? A fungus is a spore. A fungus is something that you can catch. You can rub your feet on that. You can catch that. That's a fungus. That's different. If you've ever watched a fungus on a microscopic level, when it reproduces, it shoots a spore into the air. A spore. A fungus. Not a bacteria, not a virus. A fungus. You just got to understand the way things move. And we can't listen to the news anymore. There is no news. We can't have symptoms and then run to Dimettab. If you even look on the back of a Dimettab or back of a NyQuil, it literally tells you right there. Temporary relief of symptoms. It's not going to do anything for you. Or your allergy medication. It doesn't heal you. It literally just fucks you up and gets you through the day. Now, I know most of you are just like, yeah, man, I really need that. No, what you need to do is change the problem that causes that reaction in the first place. And for starters, it's the program that your illness comes from outside of you. All right? Your illness does not come outside of you, and that's the point of this entire video. I want people to understand that they've been played. You've been played on television. You've been played everywhere. Okay? Anytime they're showing you this shit on television, you cannot believe it. You cannot fall for all the outbreak stuff. You cannot fall for all the fear stuff. You cannot fall for all of that garbage. You cannot fall for it. There's colloidal silver. You can put colloidal silver in you. Colloidal silver is anti-parasitic, antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral. Like, you can have that coursing through your veins or coursing through your system. You can take a half and a full teaspoon of black seed oil every day. Black seed oil is the cure to any and everything. It is anti-everything. It will fuck up anything that isn't supposed to be in your body. And for those people out there that go and take pills, pain pills are addictive, man. Pain pills are really, really addictive. There are a lot of people out there that ruined their lives because they went into a hospital, came out with some minor pain, got dosed up, and they never came back from that shit. Pain pills will fuck you up. I don't even know what a pain pill is. I haven't used a pain pill in God knows over a decade. Not an aspirin, not an ibuprofen, not a nothing, because it's just a chemical. Your body is sending a chemical. Yo, there is pain here. There is pain here. Either don't bend that way or let this heal. There's pain here. There's pain here. You go to take a painkiller med, it numbs that. Now your brain's not getting the signal that there's pain here. Now what do? You're going to go out and you're going to go, oh, I just, pop my Narcos and I pop my this and I pop my, now you're going to go outside, you're going to go do some extra stuff. You're going to be hurting stuff, but you ain't going to feel it because you just shut down your body's nervous system, which tells you, oh, this is harm, this is pain, you should ease up here. That pain that was there that was like, yo, ease up, man. You got to keep this straight till I heal. That pain that was there, you numb that pain. You basically cut the signal off. And now you're out there, and then now once the pain goes away, oh shoot, now you're even in more pain than you were before. Now you're in more pain. More pain. More pain. And then what happens? I'll tell you what happens. You go back to the doctor, because that's what we all do. You go back to the doctor, and they give you a stronger medication. Oh, that's not working. Oh, that's not it. Okay, we'll up your dosage. And then that's what they do. They go back in there. You fall for that. They up your dosage. And now what they got? I'm going to tell you what they got. Now they got a head. You're an addict. You are an addict. Now you need that pain medication because you messed up your back even more because you dumbed down your sisters, and now you can't figure it out. You can't figure it out because now you can't handle the pain. If you keep numbing your pain, you're not going to be able to naturally handle your pain. You should be able to naturally handle your pain so that you can sense when it's starting to dissipate, when it's starting to go down, when it's starting to get better, when it's starting to get better, based off of what you do, whether it be physical therapy, chiropractic, acupuncture, yoga, all of these things. All of those things, you need to be able to feel what is going on so that you know whether or not you are achieving some results. There are people out there that I've heard that had back issues, that scoliosis, were almost bent over, that went to yoga, and they straightened their back and they fixed their bodies and so on and so forth. If they would have just kept on popping pills, they would have just been addicts for the rest of their life. You know what I'm saying? So we got to think, man. We got to think. And if not for you, think for your kids, think for your children, and try and change their mindset, the way they think now, so that they don't grow up with the same program that we had. Stop telling them, hey, if you go outside with your feet cold, you're going to get a cold, or you go outside without your hat on with your wet hair, you're going to catch this cold. It's going to come from, no. You don't need to tell them that. And not only that, y'all need to understand that a child's immune